Tension gripped Ibrahim Badamasi Babangida University IBBU Lapai on Monday after a student identified as Jafar was killed in a suspected armed robbery attack at a student lounge in the Ndakikpabu area of Lapai. The incident reportedly occurred around 2:30 a.m. when assailants broke into the lodge and stabbed Jafar in the neck. He was rushed to the General Hospital Lapai, where he later died from the injuries. Jafar was said to be the only child of his parents, and news of his death has left the university community and his family very devastated. In the wake of the killing, the students took to the streets, blocking the Lapai highway in protest. The demonstrators demanded urgent action from both the university and the government, citing growing insecurity in and around the school. The death of Jafar is one too many, said one of the protesting students. We live in fear every night. We want the government and the school authorities to act immediately. The Niger State Police Command confirmed the incident and stated that tactical teams have now been deployed to restore order and enhance security in the area. The Commissioner of Police has also directed a full-scale investigation and the immediate arrest of the perpetrators. As at the time of filing this report, the university management had yet to issue an official statement. The tragic loss has sparked renewed calls for better security infrastructure around students, communities across Nigeria. We now have a system. You're in academia. We now have a system where students cannot read at night. I remember when I was in the university and, trying to get my my first degree done, we usually say, okay, let's all go out into the school to read at night, and we used to call it TDB, right? Okay. So we'll go there. Some people even take pails of water that they will put their leg till morning and all that. I don't think that is tenable in today's times. What are your thoughts on this report?
Okay, on this, first of all, the Nigerian university. Now, those days, Nigerian universities, they were concerned about the students because the students were their priority. Because without the students, there would be no university. Without the students, there would be no lecturers. So the concern about the students, how secured are their lodge and their hostels. These were the concern of the Nigerian university. These were the concern of the VCs. These were the concerns of this, the university management. These were the concerns of even the university senates and the lecturers. But these days, the concern of the university, the concerns of the VCs, the concerns of lecturers are money, money, money. They're concerned about the money. Now, the welfare of the students should be the priority of the... Now, it is called a university, which means that a university has everything it takes. The university has lawyers, the university has hospital, they have doctors, they have everything. They have security, they have their own police, they have everything.
It's a community.
It's a community of its own. So the university should be armed with all these things in place, and should know that their major concern is the welfare of the students. Now going forward, okay, I'll bring this to you. A university in River State,
right,
in Nigeria, whereby the university sees the university as a business adventure, whereby one part of the investigate is being shut down. That pedestrians should put a vehicle that the university brought into place to turn around, because what they want to make money at the expense of students. So even when a car drops you, that you will not take back because you want to take another U-turn down to the same place that you are. They shut down the gates because of what they want to make money at the expense of the students.
So that university now functions on a single gate.
Yeah, function as a single gate. They shut down the previous gates.
So there is no exit gates.
There's no exit gates.
So there's no thought about safety. No.
In fact, they don't think that. They shut the gates just to take the other gate. And the other gate is that, just for example, all the vehicles will stop you on this same gate. You will not go back to the other gate and take that, because you need to pay, because they have a shuttle that runs that, because they are concerned about the money. They are concerned about the hike of school fees. They are not concerned about the students. And that's our concern. And these are the things that NUC should look at. NUC should put an eye in accredited courses and institutions. They should look at this. What are the measures of these universities? Because I think these days, the person that comes for NUC, the professor that come to what? To accredited courses and because they should be concerned about this. How secured is the university? What is the level of the security? What is the level of their manpower when it comes to security? Because the school system to secure life and properties.
Right.
Now these days you see the VC and most of the lecturers, they come in convoy with policemen. They are concerned about themselves. They are concerned about their own security. What about the security of the masses, of the students at which is their main concern, at which they are there?
Right.
Because you cannot be there without the students.
Right. Now, if you look at this report critically, you find out that the child, the said man, young man, may God, rest his soul, is the only child of his parents. When I talked about the first 14-year-old child that died, the report, I said something as regards the impact that, as being a Nigerian, could have brought to a Nigerian society, but, being caught short by baseless death. I want to ask you, most of these people in academia, they do have their own children, right? And everybody prides themselves and loves their own. Is it not rather appalling that the university hasn't made any speech, any statements when this happened within their institution by 2 a.m. to a young man that was probably asleep, stabbed in the neck, killed, and the internal pain his parents was feeling?
That is what I have said, that the VCs, the university management, the lecturers, the university security, they are no more concerned about the students. Because if they are concerned about the students, at least they should in all universities they have public relations officer. They would have come out to say something about it. Okay. I believe, I was thinking that the issue of ALU4, which happened in university in Nigeria, I wouldn't want to call the name of the university because I'm not doing an advert for the university.
All right.
Yeah. So I thought that would have been an end to such menace in the university system. That would have stopped served as an end, because one of the students there happened to be the only child of the parent, and we are also having an issue of the only child of the parent that's been and most of these professors, most of these VCs, their children study abroad. And that's why they're not concerned about the well-being of this. And most of them, their children studied in private universities.
I want to ask you.
So they're not more concerned about the welfare of the students of the poor masses.
Right. Now, you raised a very salient point as regards the children of these prominent professors, prominent VCs, and even government officials, people with power, people with voices. I want to drag your attention to the fact that it is the same everywhere, like in everything we do in Nigeria. I'm talking about, if we want to talk about healthcare, you find out that hospitals are built, but the people that build the hospitals use hospitals abroad. Right. The hospitals that are built in Nigeria are built for the poor people. Because you build a hospital, you put out a budget, you say you equipped the hospital, is fully equipped, but when you have a migraine, you move abroad. You don't know what's it called, the devices they bought there, but you would rather go abroad to use devices that you're not sure of, and use manpower that you pay more for, as opposed to doing it here. So when I say spread across board, I just was going to point out a little bit to the medical angle. Now, do you think that if we had a system where it is mandatory for everybody in public office to have their children in Nigerian schools, it is mandatory for everybody in public office to have their treatments in Nigerian hospitals, do you think we'll get a better system?
Otre, you just issued me to a thought I have. That's why I say the Nigerian Senate and the Nigerian House of Assembly, they have failed us. They have failed the system. They have failed to enact laws that will push in this. These are the thoughts the Nigerian Senate and Nigerian House of Reps should put into the constitution, put into law, that all public servants, right, all politicians, when I mean all politicians, from the presidency down to the least councillor, was a public servant, but whether in the ministry of whatever ministry that you are into, your children should school from their nursery down to the university, postgraduate program, whether PhD, whatever, should school in Nigeria.
You think that will make
First.
a difference?
That is one. That's one. And their medical amenities should be what? In Nigeria. Everything, both the housing. If we must build a house, it shouldn't be built abroad. It should build here in Nigeria. I could remember one of the politicians that built one of the best hospitals in South Africa. It's from Nigeria. I don't want to call it that. We have so many issues like that. There's also one of the Niger Delta advocates that went after advocating for Niger Delta went to Niger Republic and built a university. After you advocated in Nigeria for what? For resource control, you went outside the country to build a university. So these are the issues that we have. So if everybody should look inwards. You're a politician, whatever you are, whatever you're crying for, look inwards. Build. I believe if all our children, all hands on deck, Nigeria will be the best country in the world.